Hello, hello. This is J Goddess with J Goddess Tarot, and today's reading is for my singles. So it is officially summer. As of the time I will be posting this video of 2021, and this is about hot girl, hot boy summer. You know, what's coming up next for you in love. So I have three piles today. Pile 1 with this beautiful amethyst cluster, pile 2 with the raw rose quartz, and pile 3 with the green aventurine heart. So take a moment, take a few deep breaths in and out, and select your pile. And while you're thinking about, what pile or piles resonate with you, it's okay to pick more than one because there may be messages for you in multiple piles. Please feel free to check out the links below in the description box. I have a link to my Instagram where I often post, readings for the collective. I have a link to my Amazon wish list of decks I would like, no pressure, but definitely always appreciate, any gifts I receive. And also a link to my Patreon. Please join us there. We're a high vibe tribe where I post exclusive pick a cards, too hot for you to pick a cards, and tutorials on how to do simple things such as develop your intuition. So without further ado, take one or two more deep breaths and let's get started. Okay, so for those of you who selected pile 1 with this beautiful amethyst cluster, this is your reading. Ooh, so hot boy, hot girl summer for my singles. What's coming up next for you in love? So the energy of this spread overall is saying sex with your ex. What I feel is coming up next for you in love over this summer, my pal ones, is there is going to be an ex, the memories card, that you have a very strong physical or have had a very strong physical relationship with, sexual relationship with the tender touch and the deep desires card. And for some reason, it could because you ended things, my pal one, or they ended things. Doesn't matter. It was good for you that the relationship ended, because the archetypes that I'm picking up of this person are victim, high roller, and performer. And the energy specifically that comes through for me is someone who was more of who may have engaged in a bit of gaslighting or making excuses, making it feel it was you, my pal ones, was the reason they did things such as cheated or were dishonest, etc. They played this victim role, but then they wore this facade of being flashy and the life of the party. Like, that's strongly the energy I'm picking up. So what Spirit is saying is there's a reason that prior relationship ended, and you need to pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So, and I feel this is a recent ex, 6 months to 2 years ago. When I say recent, that's just to give a time frame that's coming up for me. Take what resonates as always, leave what doesn't. But be mindful if you cross paths with this ex and you get, I'm hearing, drawn back into their web, because you do have a lot of things about relationships with this ex, especially sexual relationships with this ex, that was very rewarding in the past, my pal ones. But Spirit is saying, pay attention to the red flags, but keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, and then make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And what I feel that energy is saying is that there's somebody new that's going to be coming in for you, my pal ones, this summer. They probably are not necessarily your traditional type, and I use air quotes with that. And that could be in whatever way you define type. Could be physical type, could be ethnic background, it could be common interest, it could be whatever. But the point is, they're going to come in and you two are going to click. Don't allow what you had with your ex and potentially rekindling it, because you already inherently know, my pal ones, that with this particular ex that's coming back, it wasn't healthy before, and it's not, you're going to go back into the same, be sucked back into that web, that same thing. Don't let that ex block you, meaning take up your time, take up your energy, take up, your emotional capacity that you could be saving and spending on somebody else. Don't let them take up that space in your life, because there is somebody that's coming in that you can have also the same great physical relationship with and great rapport with, but it's going to be, you're going to miss this person if you are busy being consumed and allowing your time to be taken up with this ex. And I pulled one tarot card to describe the situation, and I got Six of Swords. And if you know, Six of Swords represents transition. And I really like this card. I really like this deck overall because I feel the pictures are very expressive of what, the traditional tarot meanings are of the card. And what I feel the energy that's coming up for you, my pal ones, is you are transitioning. You have taken time to heal from dealing with this ex, and you are now at a place where you're emotionally ready to be open again for your hot girl summer, for your hot boy summer, to be open emotionally and healthy enough. And I don't mean in any type of negative capacity. I mean healthy enough, meaning you are now level-minded enough. You've worked through the stuff with that ex to where you can be in a positive relationship, potential relationship or rapport with somebody else. So you have transitioned from that space, or at the end of your transition from working through those emotions, working through, anything you went through with that ex. And don't allow them to come back in, is what I'm hearing, and undo all that good work you've done. That doesn't mean you have to be rude or nasty to this ex, but what it does mean is that you need to deal with them in a capacity of, okay, I understand who you are. I know what we've been through together, and I need to not allow you into my space that closely, is really what I'm feeling, my pal one. So Spirit is calling you to use discernment in dealing with this ex, because I have a feeling strongly that they're going to come cross your path this summer, but you already know what they're about. And it wasn't healthy the first time, and what I'm getting is it won't really be fruitful or healthy if you decide to be sucked back into their web again. But there is, if you keep that boundary with them and don't allow them back into your life in a relationship capacity or even a close capacity where you are vulnerable to them, someone else is coming in that is really vibing with you, that is going to be a good fit. And I'm not getting the nature of what that's going to look like. I feel it's going to vary for each of you in the collective. For some, it's going to be a relationship. For some, it may just be a really fun situationship for a while. But whatever it is, it's going to be fun. Like, I feel that it's going to be lighthearted. It's going to be a positive exchange. And really the energy is, it can go where you want it to go. If you want it to be short and sweet, and fun, flirty and fun, it can be that. If you want it to be something more, I feel that you are going to be the emotional driver of that, and this person coming in, this new person coming in, is going to be receptive to what you want to do. Like, they're going to be open and okay with saying, I respect whatever you want to do in this situation, how you want to play it, and I'm willing to go along with it. So that is my reading for you, my pal ones, for your, for my singles, your hot girl, hot boy summer, what's coming up next for you in love. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell notification so you know when I post new readings. Also, please check out the links below in the description box. I have a link to my Instagram where I post regular readings for the collective, a link to my Amazon wish list of decks that I would like, as well as a link to my Patreon. Come join us over there. We're a high vibe tribe where I post exclusive picker card readings, too hot for YouTube readings, as well as tutorials on how to do things such as develop your intuition. If this is where I leave you today, thank you for letting me read for you, and I will see you in my next video. Hello, my pal twos. For those of you who selected this beautiful raw rose quartz, this is what's coming up next for you, my singles. For hot girl, hot boy summer, what's coming up next for you in love? And I would have to say overall, this is a pretty awesome energy here. So what I'm getting is you, my pal twos, are gaining freedom from going through some karmic cycles. You have been dealing with a lot of shit in the past couple months, let's say from the beginning of the year, and now you're coming out from under it. And it could have been stresses with family, stresses at work, stresses in your social life, whatever it is. You were going through some karmic cycles, and now you're gaining freedom from it. Like, you're feeling things lift off your chest, I'm hearing, and you're going to be really walking in your divine feminine powers. Now, to be fair, I'm feeling that this pile is deeply speaking to those who are women, meaning you have ovaries and a uterus, but it doesn't have to be. Take this as it resonates. Because divine feminine just means you are walking in your softer energy. So if you are a man watching this, you could be, and identify as male, you could be just becoming more in touch with your emotions in a very intelligent way, if that makes sense. It doesn't mean anything negative. It doesn't mean that you're going to be crying at a romance movie. That's not what it means. It means you are going to be very much more engaged and honest with yourself about where you are emotionally, how you feel about things, and you're going to be giving higher regard and respect to those, let's just say, softer energies that we all embody. Male, female, however you identify. Humans, we all have masculine and feminine energy. So please understand, you don't have to be a person who identifies as female and with anatomically a female, but I do believe this is who this is mainly speaking to. But if you don't, and you identify as a woman, or just even if you identify as a man, this is just saying you're going to be walking more in your divine feminine energies, those softer energies, love, consideration, you know what I mean, thoughtfulness, those energies that are traditionally classified as divine feminine. So you're walking in this because you're now gaining freedom from karmic cycles that you've been through. Like I said, I really feel for many of you, this started maybe like the beginning of the year. It was still rough. If you're watching this at the time it's being recorded, maybe impacts from COVID were still impacting you in some way, shape, or form, stresses in different areas of your life. But now you're really starting to come out from under that stuff. You can feel that stuff starting to fall away. And the archetypes of the personality of the connection that I'm really getting, this is the connection or the person, and Spirit gave me a little bit of both. So Cancer, so you could be a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, or Venus. The person that's going to come in this summer could be a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, or Venus, or neither of you could be, or somewhere in your charts. But really what I'm feeling is this connection will embody Cancerian energy, something that is very thoughtful, something that is very deep. Cancer is a water sign, so there will be a lot of flow between you two. There will be a lot of fluidity and receptivity between you two emotionally. And I feel for some of you, this person is going to come in and kind of embodies your knight in shining armor. And, it can seem cheesy to some, but I think this is so sweet. Not that you need rescued, not at all. But I feel that there's going to be a level of romanticism in this connection, that they kind of want to be your rescuer in something. And as I said, I don't feel you, my pal-tos, need rescued, not at all. What I'm feeling this is they want to be your hero. They want you to look up to them in some, regard. And that can be very sweet in the right context, not in a toxic, codependent context. That's not what I'm getting at all. I'm getting this in a very sweet, romantic context for this connection. And then Creator. This is embodying the energy of your relationship. I'm strongly getting this as a relationship pile. This person is going to come in. You guys are going to flow. You're going to vibe. You're going to get one another's energy. You're going to be on the same wavelength. They are going to be embodying this knight in shining armor in some way, shape, or form. Not holistically necessarily, but in some way. And a very practical example that comes up, say your car broke down, right? And you've met this person and you're going somewhere and you're kind of frustrated, and you call them and you're like, my car broke down. I was headed downtown somewhere. They are the person, they're not just going to tell you to call AAA or, whatever car service that helps you with that. They are going to say, hey, where are you at? And you're going to tell them. They're like, okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes. And they will go out of their way and out of their schedule to come, and they know how to do it. Not just come to be with you. They know how to do it, to come change your tire. And I feel they would do something like that very early on in the connection, before you would expect somebody to do it. You just called them because you were frustrated at the moment because your car broke down. And it's not a matter of like you feel unsafe or anything. You're just like, car broke down. It's noon and, my car broke down. And they're going to come. So that's that knight in shining armor that I'm feeling in this connection. And Creator, you two are going to be able to create a lot together. I feel and I feel you could actually both have creative careers, or you could come together and for an initiative, like a community initiative, or something for maybe one or both of you, like say religious organization, say you know belong to a church and you're doing outreach, or you know they belong to something like that and they're doing an outreach. You all are going to be able to come together and create and do. There's a lot of prosperity. There's a lot of abundance I'm feeling in this connection, especially with the Creator, the Eight of Pentacles, and the children. And I have to say, with this children card next to the Creator, you two could physically end up having children together. This, I don't feel that will be an immediate, but I'm strongly getting relationship and like long-term partnership, life partnership, marriage vibes from this pile. So you two could actually end up creating children together if that's what you want. Remember, you always have free will. If that's not what you want, you can have fur babies. You can have plant babies. It could just be you two, but you do a lot of, you know, positive things out in the world. Whatever, there's a lot of good energy between you two that you two can come together. You balance one another out. That's what I'm hearing. And you can create a lot of great things in this world together. So moving on, we have get to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. I feel that this summer, this hot girl, hot boy summer, it's going to start out fun and flirty, but very quickly, I feel it's going to progress to something more serious, because you're going to be like, whoa, we really, really do resonate, you know, on the same frequency. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Once again, I feel this goes to, you're going to start out, because you've come out from this heavy energy, you're free from it, you're like ready to party, ready to turn up for your hot girl, hot boy summer. And you're going to have this like, oh, I want to have fun, I want to flirt, da da da. That is going to be the energy you are going to you're coming into the summer with. And then you're going to meet this person and you are going to treat it as a very lighthearted thing. And it's kind of going to hit you like, oh, this is serious. Like, I wasn't expecting, and I don't think you're going to be upset. I feel you're going to be a little more entertained by it. Like, okay, I thought I was having hot girl, hot boy summer, and I've met my future spouse. Like, I feel for those of you who want and believe in marriage, but or my next serious relationship, my next serious partnership, it's going to be like that. And then children, your love life is being affected by children. I feel this is more with this Creator card and Eight of Pentacles. You two are going to potentially, if you want, have children, create something like that together. Like I said, this could be actual human children, this could be fur babies, this could be plant babies, but also this is telling me that one or both of you could potentially already have children that is going to impact your availability to, you know, date and go out. And you two are going to be so in sync, it's not even going to be an issue. You know, say, you know, those of you who are watching this, my pal twos, you have a child or children and you're saying, hey, you know, I have to be super parent as well as work and all this. This person is going to be very understanding and supportive of the fact of your schedule and of the fact that you can't see them as much as you would like to see them. You know what I mean? Because you have other responsibilities, and vice versa. Say this person coming in has children, you are going to be on such a great level of resonance that they'll say, hey, you know, I can't do something this Saturday, you know, little Tommy has a baseball game or whatever. You're going to say, okay, I understand. And then you're going to say, hey, you know, is it okay if I come? You'll actually want to do those things to bond and become more a part of their life, and vice versa. If this resonates with you and you have children, or if the other person has children, like that abundance that I'm feeling, it's going to also include if you either of you or both of you already have children. And then last, the tarot card I pulled for this is Eight of Pentacles. So Eight of Pentacles talks about mastering a skill, and specifically I feel for this pile, the energy I'm picking up is you two are going to build together. That abundance I was talking about, you are going to come together and create something great. And mastering, I want to say, the dynamics of a relationship, you're going to have that down pat. The two of you are just going to click and be, it doesn't mean you're going to be the same. You're going to be different personalities. You're going to have different personalities, but they're going to be complementary. So one person's strengths are the other person's opportunities for growth, and one person's opportunities for growth are going to be the other person's strengths. You're going to have very complementary characteristics, even if you're very opposite, which I'm getting the sense that. They may be very traditional in the way they go about relationships, especially with this Knight card coming out, where you, my pal twos, may be a little more progressive and free thinking. However, I don't see that coming into conflict when you two come together. I feel you two will very much respect where the other person's coming from and be able to have a really fruitful, and once again, abundance is coming up, abundant relationship, and seeing the positives in where the other person is coming from, if that makes sense. Whew, this is lovely. So my pal twos, you are going to have an awesome hot boy, hot girl summer. It looks like you are going to meet your next potential long-term partner. You're going to start off with the feeling that you're going to be fun and flirty because, you know, what you're coming out of with the karmic cycles, but it's going to turn up to be much more long-term and serious than you go into it thinking it's going to be, just because of the nature of, you know, where your mind is at when you meet them. Not a bad thing, but I think it'll be an interesting thing. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and also hit the bell notification so you know when I post new content. Check out the links below in the description box. I have a link to my Instagram where I post regular readings for the collective. I have a link to my Amazon wish list where I have decks that I would love to have, no pressure, but always appreciate a gift. And I have links to my Patreon. We're a high vibe tribe over there. Please come join us. I do exclusive picker cards over there. I do Too Hot for YouTube picker cards. And I also post tutorial videos step by step on how to do practical things such as develop your intuition. If this is where I leave you for now, thank you for letting me read for you, and I will see you in my next video. Hello, hello, my pal threes. For those of you who selected this lovely green aventurine heart, this is your reading for my singles, hot girl, hot boy summer. What's coming up next for you in love? So the energy I'm getting off of this, and there are some similarities to pal one, so please feel free to go and watch that as well, because there may be some messages in there for you. What I'm getting is, my pal threes, you have been doing a lot of self-work, and I don't feel that this particularly is tied to a specific ex. I feel this is maybe your holistic experience within relationships. So a clear example that's coming up for me, the time of this recording, we're still, you know, many places are coming out of lockdown from COVID, the global pandemic, and you have used a portion of this time to really work on your self-love, your self-healing in areas where you're like, okay, I always seem to go for this type of partner, but that's not helped me out. And you're recognizing maybe some of your dating patterns, and some things of that nature. So you've really been doing that self-work, that self-growth. And I just want to say hats off to you, pal three, because that is not easy work, you know, and you are self-aware enough to recognize that it needed to be done. And you use this time when things were still in lockdown to really work on that, work through those things, through those tough spots. It could have been through journaling. It could have been through, you know, going to a different professional help. There's nothing wrong with going to, you know, therapy, etc. But you've been doing this work, and you to really embrace yourself and have more self-love. Part of it could have been maybe esteem issues based upon dealing with exes that did not treat you with the respect that you deserve, etc. It could be partially due to things that happened, like childhood traumas, or just maybe not the most positive environment growing up. But whatever it is, you have been going through this process of really working on self-love, self-growth, self-healing. And divine timing is on your side. And this is Endings and Beginnings talks about you're ending those bad cycles that you have engaged in the past because you did the work, or you're going through the work now, and you're ready to begin and do something new. So what I'm feeling is coming in for you, my pal threes, hot boy, hot girl summer. What's coming up next for love is you're going to meet somebody, and the attraction is going to be like, boom, the attraction is there. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, because you are more in the moment with how you live, because you've done that self-work. You're working on your self-love. You are going to be a scenario that comes out. You're just going to be out and about, you know. For some, I feel it could be like you're on vacation with your friends somewhere, like a mini vacation or a mini getaway, because you haven't been able to do things for a while, and you're going to meet this person, and the attraction is going to be kind of immediate because you've been doing the work. You're glowing. You know what I mean? Your aura is bright. You are attracting in this good juju, this good energy, and it's mutual attraction, not one way. This is mutual attraction. You gonna want their goodies and they're going to want yours. And I'm also getting there's going to be a lot of passion and strong sexual attraction too when you meet this person. So it's going to be immediate. And one of the first things you're going to want to do with one another, and I'm feeling there's a lot of mutual, like this isn't one way. So if in the past that has been your experience where you felt it was more you giving or you desiring the person than the person desiring you, that's not going to be the case, Pal 3, what I'm sensing of what's coming up next for you. This is going to be mutual attraction, mutual sexual attraction, mutual mental attraction, mutual emotional attraction. Is going to be mutual. And one of the first things you all are going to want to do is retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. You guys are going to want to squirrel away with one another. And I'm also getting, clinger, and I'll go back to that one in a second. So, but Spirit is saying, release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. You are now at the point to release that energy. And I feel this is because you've gone through the process of working on your self-love. You are ready to release that. And because you're ready to release that, you're drawing in this new person where there's a mutual attraction. And you guys are going to go away and retreat and take a vacation very shortly after you meet and hook up. And that not just mutual attraction is going to be there. It's going to be more than surface, as I said. But you're going to want to do that. You're going to want to quickly move to that phase. And I'm getting in this pile, I'm feeling more relationship vibes from here, but I'm also feeling this could be a connection where you two, it's mutually beneficial. And I don't mean in a surface or just a sexual way. It's mutually beneficial for you to do your next level of healing for you, and mutually beneficial for them to do their next level of learning. So whatever you decided to be, a relationship or just a mutually beneficial situationship, I still think it's going to be sincere. I don't feel it's going to be flaky. And so this clinger card, getting back to this, Spirit is saying, don't do what you've done before in past relationships, meaning, and this is mutual once again, this clinger, this is feeling like you two are going to want to spend all your time around each other once you meet and click. And I feel for many of you in my Pal 3s, you have engaged in that in the past where you just want to spend all your waking moments around this person and they want to spend all their waking moments around you. I feel it's been a little more maybe one way in the past where you wanted to spend time with the person, but in this connection, it's coming up that you both feel this way. Spirit is saying don't do that. So this is the archetype. I'm feeling the energy. It's really of the connection in this pile. Be more balanced about it, because Libra scales, balance. Because what you don't want to do is burn out on each other. And when you discover something new and do it all the time, it's easy to burn out on it. Think of a kid who discovers a food that they've never tried before and then they love it. They want it all the time. Then after, let's say like mac and cheese, like a really premium brand of mac and cheese in the box or something. They want it every day. And then after like a week or two, then they're burnt out on it and they don't want anything to do with it. That Spirit is warning, do not do that. Do not always be available for this person when they want to hang out with you. And they shouldn't be that way for you. You need to show probably, I'm feeling a little more restraint because it's a behavior that you've operated in past relationships and it has not been very fruitful. So Spirit is warning you to definitely have more balance in your approach. So you or your other person could also be a Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars or Venus or anywhere in your charts. But I get Earth here. What's going to happen is this connection is going to be very grounding. It's going to be very grounding. This person is going to be more reliable than anyone that you've dated in the past. This person coming in for you, my Pal 3s, is going to have a sincerity and a maturity about them. I don't mean like old man, old lady vibes. It's not nothing derogatory with that. But I don't mean that like a person who is operating in a parental capacity. That's not what I mean. They're going to be very grounded. They're going to be very responsible. For instance, if in the past you have dated people who have been kind of sometimey about working or taking care of their financial responsibilities, that is not this person. This person is going to be the get up, work every day, if they work a traditional job, or get up, go to school and work, or get up and run their business every day. Whatever they're doing, they're very responsible, they're reliable, they're dependable. And I feel that that is going to be very refreshing for you, my pal threes, because that's something you have not experienced either at all or much of in your past relationships. And that's where the learning something from energy I'm getting from is from this Earth card. Either of you could also be Earth signs in your sun, moon, rising, Mars, or Venus. So Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo. What's the Capricorn? I should know this, but you could be Earth signs. And the tarot card I pulled for this was the Two of Swords. So what Spirit is calling you to do is make a choice. And I feel I like the Two of Swords in this, and it makes sense because it is calling you to make the choice to engage in prior dating and relationship behaviors that have not been very fruitful, or to make a different choice and try it differently and have a more balanced approach to the relationship and a more just strategic. I'm feeling like just a more strategic approach. So for instance, you two meet when you are at the beach with your friends. You know what I mean? You instantly click, you instantly hit it off, and come to find out you're both from, a town that's not that far away. You're from towns not that far away from each other. So what that is telling me is, instead of doing maybe engaging in behaviors you have in the past where like you had to be around this person, you had to see this person every day, all this you are now at a place to say, hey, let's make plans for the weekend. You may text a few times throughout the week, but you're very strategic in the way you're approaching them, and you are going to set the tone. I'm getting a strong feeling, my pal threes, of how this is going to play out. So if you are super, super excited to be around them all the time and XYZ, they're going to reciprocate that. But also, if you're a little more strategic, a little more balanced in your approach to dating them or getting to know them, they're also going to mirror and reciprocate that. It's going to be a good thing, because clinger is not what you want to be, and it's not what you want them to be. Because you've done this self-love, the self-healing, the self-growth work, you also need the space and the time to start exploring different things. And I think that's that ending and beginnings, because part of that energy that you're coming out of is you didn't have time to maybe explore interests that you wanted to, opportunities that would have been good for you, etc. So taking a more balanced, strategic approach to the relationship that is very possible in this connection is going to help you and allow you to have that balance in your schedule and the ability to have a fuller life. Because I feel in the past, for some of you, my pal threes, you have allowed the person you're dating to take up so much space. You weren't living your best life, and that is what you need to do. And in order to do that, you have to keep things balanced and in perspective, and not have them taking up so much time. You don't have proper time for yourself to rest, to recuperate, you know what I mean, to hang out with your friends, to travel, like do those fun things. So that is the energy that's coming up for you, my pal threes, for your hot girl, hot boy summer, for my singles, and what's coming up next for you in love. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe below. Also, check out the links in the description box. I have a link to my Instagram where I post regular readings for the collective. I have a link to my Amazon wish list of decks that I would love to have and appreciate any gifts sent, as well as a link to my Patreon. Please join us there. We're a high vibe tribe. I post exclusive pick a card readings, as well as readings that are too hot for YouTube, and tutorials that will help you do things such as develop your intuition. If this is where I leave you, thank you for letting me read for you today, and I will see you in my next video.